Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again, another reaction for you guys today. Guys, of course, I'm here continuing the journey of Generator Rex. This is season 1, episode 4. I don't know the title, but I'm excited as hell for this episode because last week's episode, episode 3, was so good. And it wasn't because of the action. The action sequences were great. The action sequences are always really good in Generator Rex, even though I've only seen 3 episodes. But it's because of the introduction of a new character, a new Evo, who can actually control her abilities, Circe. And of course, Rex falls for her innocence, and it's not a date, as he said at one point during the episode, as he wanted to take her out and everything. But it kind of was, but not really. But it was clear they have a bond. And the thing for Rex, in terms of wanting to bond with her, wanting to get to know her and everything, is because every Evo it seems he's ever met has always tried to kill him. They're monsters. In this instance, yeah, when she uses her sonic blast or whatever, her, like, scream, her face contorts to this monstrous thing, but she's in control of her abilities, like he is, in terms of his nanites and everything. So they're both Evos, but they can control their own abilities, versus these other Evos we've seen, and the one we saw in that episode that she was basically a test to see if she's actually good enough to join the rankings of Van Clive. I think that's his name, right? It's been a bit. Sorry, guys. I have a lot of family stuff going on, so apologies if I forgot that name. But the thing is that all the other Evos have been taking control. Like, they don't have the control of what they're doing. But in this instance, they both do. So, of course, she was going to turn on him. She didn't want to, and now it seems she's going to be useful because at the end we see where indeed she will be useful to get, I'm assuming, close to Rex and everything, because he has feelings for her or whatever. And yeah, and even Agent 6 was saying, or is it 6-6? But anyways, I think it's Agent 6, but 6 has been 10. But I remember him saying, because he's actually trying to kind of, talk with Rex on a human level, because he understands that Rex is also not just a machine or a weapon. He's actually still a kid too. He's a teenager, but so he's actually trying to, like, talk to them and saying, that feeling you have because she left, that's normal. Like, I really appreciate that. So yeah, let's dive into it, guys. I can't wait to see what happens in this episode. Episode 4, Generator Rex. Let's go. They're just walking in.
That's him.
We're gonna need a cleanup on aisle 7.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Some mouth on him.
Of course, it gets even creepier. Thank you for the save. Oh. Enough. Oh, damn. That sucks. Oh, that's gonna eat him. Shit. Bad timing, bad timing.
The powers are gone again?
What?
That Evo just wouldn't stop laughing. It really made me lose it.
It seems so.
Powers have a direct link to your emotional state, Rex.
Ain't gonna work. Nope. Fall you up.
In this line of work, we all have to do things we don't like.
Do you remember why I hired you?
Oh.
To keep an eye on Rex. Okay, not so great.
I don't like lying to Rex any more than you do.
Yeah, well, thanks for mentioning that in there. Ugh, watch where you're... Noah? Didn't expect to see you here. You're like the one part of my life these guys don't control.
That wording, man. That wording.
So, this isn't so bad. Yeah, in a couple minutes
It's so
you
bad.
won't even notice the monkey smell.
Wouldn't go in there if I was you.
I wouldn't want to go in there either. My God.
Who's the hottie? Dr. Holiday.
Dr. Holiday.
Dr. Holiday?
Going to the hole doesn't do anybody any good.
So that's where you're always going? We call this the petting zoo. Most of what
Okay,
you got
the
here
petting
is
zoo, that makes sense,
mutated
okay.
Plant and animal evos. They call it the hole. Only restricted area in the zoo. You don't want to do something stupid. Dude, relax.
Dude, you're
sound like my
teenagers.
boss.
Of course you want to do something stupid. This is bad. This is bad.
All the security systems are trashed.
Sir, the tower has been compromised.
They're locked in there too with whatever it is.
It's in the tower.
Get out now! You...
whatever it is. She kept going to see it. You ain't leaving. You ain't leaving.
With the lockdown,
White promised I'd be safe. This isn't safe. Wait. You know White?
Oh! Oh!
We're gonna die down here. You're
Shit.
a spy?
Eh,
For White?
not spying.
I don't believe this. Okay, Spider Guy.
Oh
No
my
need to get a
God.
monster on us.
Oh. Don't sit and wait, it's coming.
Who else knows about you? The
Everybody.
Six?
Yeah.
Holiday?
I don't know about
Six
Holiday.
knows.
Oh, like that camera shot. Well, camera shot, but you know what I'm saying. And they're gone, yeah. My God.
If and when Rex opens it, you are to enter the zoo and terminate that creature.
Look, White hiring me, that's just how I met you. It doesn't mean I didn't really become your friend.
Of course he falls. Oh my God. The fuck is it? Oh, damn. Go Noah.
This is where the Evo handlers keep their stuff.
Stuff.
Look for weapons.
Weapons. It just... Okay.
Hand me the trank gun. Just listen to me for a minute, okay? He offered me a chance to help win the war. And, well, some money.
Money. Shit.
So what's the plan?
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Oh. Come on, do something. You have a weapon too. Ooh. And now they're surrounded. My God.
That thing set us up!
Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, let them fight it out. Jesus Christ.
I saved you. Now I never want to see you again. You hear me?
Shit.
Noah, you're gonna owe me big time for this.
If you want to find Noah, come with me.
Oh, she knows where... I'm assuming she knows who that Evo is. Damn. Okay. All the variety of creatures we're
Don't
seeing
be
in
so
this.
sure. Providence can force people to make some very painful compromises. But that's White's fault.
Rex, what are
Hey.
you doing here?
Well...
You were right, Noah. About us. Once I realized we were cool,
Now it works again. Oh, I like the slow-mo. That's cool. Ooh. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, since he said she, this is her sister or mom or something. Oh, I like that. Yeah, the animation.
Rex, stop!
No.
That's my sister.
Okay, I was right. I was like, it's one of the two.
She's an incurable.
There's incurables?
And when she's safely back in the hole, we're going to have a talk about Noah.
If I find out you caused any of this,
I know about Noah. And if you ever try anything like that again, I'm coming after you, White.
I told her.
I told him. Okay, good cover.
I'll see you around. Providence can wait.
And there you guys have it. That was season 1, episode 4 of Generator Rex. And a lot of things went down in this episode. A lot of things. And I think the main takeaway, besides the fact that apparently Dr. Holiday has an incurable sister who's an Evo, this spider creature, which is like the craziest design, and the coloring and everything, the animation was really, really well done. The animation of the show is great in general. But besides that, it's the fact that Rex found out the truth about Noah. Like, it was like... Oh shit, I wasn't expecting it like this early in the season. I was expecting maybe like a bigger reveal and building it up over time. But then once you see the, like one of the opening scenes where Noah and Agent 6 is talking to White. And it's like, okay, they're talking about it and Agent 6 knows. They run into Rex after being told, he needs to kind of like, take a break because of the opening of the episode. He lost his powers and everything, lost his ability to connect to his nanites and all that. So it made sense for it to come to a head. But the thing in terms of her sister is that they revealed that she is incurable, which means there are apparently Evos that cannot be cured by Rex or any other means. It seems like she is forever stuck. Now maybe this is setting up a plot point down the road where they find a way to cure her sister. maybe, or they attempt to, I don't know. But there's a reason why they introduced this as a kind of new storyline for Holiday. Because before, she's just been kind of the doctor, kind of the doctor scientist kind of character that has been kind of there to explain to Agent 6, I believe it was the first episode of the show, about how, you know, he's not just a weapon, he's a teenager as well. He has feelings, emotions, and then finding out, and more so discussing with Rex and others about his emotions are tying into when he loses his abilities. And once again, that happens here because he finds out the truth about Noah and he loses his abilities. But then early in the very opening of the episode with that creature in that supermarket, he lost his abilities there because he was being laughed at by that creature. The creature just kept laughing and laughing, and so they got to him. So emotions really tie into his powers, and when he's not focused and he's allowing things to affect him emotionally and probably get into his head, he loses all ability to create the mechanical arms or guns or whatever he's going to use. It's all gone. He can't connect to his nanites. So that's interesting that they're kind of diving more into that. So there is kind of a, I wouldn't say kryptonite, but essentially it is, because he's a teenager. He's going to have these mood swings and moments where he just lets emotions get the best of him, and that means he's not going to be able to 24/7 just turn into whatever he wants and take on the bad guys and take on the evos. It's not going to always happen. So there is a weakness to him, in him being a teenager and having emotions. That's his weakness. Now, when it comes to the spider creature, which I theorize either Dr. Holliday's sister or mom, I was like, okay, there's a connection here, because we see her like seeing the creature, the spider creature, and then it somehow breaks out, or at least implies that it's broken out. And then, of course, when Rex and Noah, idiots, go down to the hole within the zoo, and we saw this in the opening of the show, in the first episode, we saw Rex riding around or whatever in there, that they go to the hole. Of course, they're going to go to the hole and make a really stupid decision and let it escape. Of course they are. Now, the animation of the show has been really good, but specifically in this episode, I noticed the lighting in terms of the darkness and the coloring of the creature and how they're using kind of camera angles as the kind of like it running down, you know, a shaft or whatever, and you're seeing like the movement going to like a certain direction. It's really well done. It's really cool. And it adds more depth, I think, to the show, because if this show was more so just stuck in the daytime and not really having any night sequences, or in this case, like everything's, you know, the power's shutting down and there's like certain color lighting and everything like that, and the darkness and everything, and how it's hiding in there and how it's blending in, like, especially when Rex first fights it, it was really well done. It really felt eerie and uncomfortable. I really appreciated that. Now, also, too, when we first got introduced to the zoo, or what they call the petting zoo or whatever, when they first introduced that concept in the opening of the show, and I say that as meaning the first episode, we see some creatures, but here we see a lot more variety of creatures. And Dr. Holiday freaking shooting them stuff with like a tranquilizer or whatever to get them to go away. Like, pretty badass, but obviously that's because for her sister and the protection and everything. There definitely is something they're setting up with Agent 6 and Dr. Holiday, whatever. They're definitely setting up something, because he mentioned, like, you didn't answer on the first ring. Usually you do answer when I call you. I think they're setting up, and I think there was like a hand holding moment, or she tried to reach out for his hand. I think they have a relationship, or a complicated relationship, that's past working relationship, I think, clearly. I don't know why they're making us wait to kind of learn more about that. I'm not sure. Now, to the bigger point of this episode, besides the really cool action sequences and everything, and seeing the spider creature and all that, is the fact that Rex found out about Noah, as I mentioned. So, this is really impactful, because instead of allowing this to go further along, maybe they're thinking, we can't, like, if we keep delaying the inevitable of him finding out, because we know he's going to find out. Obviously, this is a television show. Of course he's going to find out. But if we keep delaying him finding out, maybe it's going to come across as he's just too dumb, or there's never going to be a circumstance before, because in the past, there's only been 3 episodes before this, episode 4, but Noah's been in situations where he could have died. He could have gotten seriously hurt. And so when he calls and goes like, White told me I was going to be safe. I'm not safe. That call could have happened sooner in the show than it did. But they chose here to have it at a point because they're kind of locked in with it. So maybe that was the difference, is that Noah can handle himself if need be, but he's never truly really in danger. But in this case, he's now locked in with this creature. he is. Maybe it changes the circumstance. I'm not sure. But I also understand Rex's point about not really wanting to talk with him because he really doesn't want to hear his excuses, because now he feels everything's a lie. Like, even more so, because he really doesn't like Providence that much. You can tell he doesn't. And learning now that the one thing outside of Providence that, you know, he has a connection with is a lie too, because he was hired to go meet Rex to help save the war, to bond, to be a friend to Rex. For Rex to find out that thing outside of what I know was my life now is a lie and it was all set up. I understand completely why he was so mad, and even punched him in the face when Noah said he got offered money to do this, which of course, it's a job, of course. So I understand completely why Rex punched him, because this is a really messed up situation, and now they're in a dire situation where they could die if they're not careful. Like, it could be really bad. I think the show is doing a really good job of handling tone. Because I'm starting to notice more and more as I'm watching this show that there are some dark elements of this show. There are some humor moments, some funny moments, and some dramatic elements as well. Like, they're doing a pretty good job, I think, of balancing a variety of things here. Because realistically, this show could be very serious, and Rex not being the kind of, whatever teen, he does take his job kind of seriously, but it's very different than, like, say, Agents. If he was like Agent 6 where they're all very serious, then this show, I would think, would not be really that appealing. I think the concept of the Evos and everything and what he can do is interesting, but I like the personality of Rex. I like the fact that he's not this guy who, because I'm wondering this, when he was hit 5 years ago, when this all went down and the nanites and everything and the Evos, was his personality shifted because of the nanites and now he becoming an Evo, or was he always like this as a kid? He doesn't even know because his memory and everything. I'm curious when they're going to address that. I am curious about when they're going to eventually get to the point where we find out Rex's past. I'm hoping we learn that, because I'm curious about what his life was and what happened to his parents and everything. I'm assuming they're dead, but I'd like to know. Also him talking and saying to White that, if he finds out White does anything else like this again, he's going to come after him. I like that a lot, because he's not going to let this guy who's just sitting in his office get away with shit. And it seems that maybe Rex is done with them for a bit, with Providence. It's possible. Sounds like he is done with them, at least for a time. I don't blame him because of what went down, but I don't know. Maybe he'll change his mind for some purpose or whatever. I don't know, because as the episode kept going, especially when I felt like it was over and we kept going a little bit longer, and then he talks to Noah and then he leaves, I'm thinking, are we going to see Van Clive? We're going to see Cersei or something? Like, we're going to see something, but no, it's more so him saying, Noah, hey, I'll see you around, and there's Providence coming. He's like, nah, I'm out of here, and he leaves. Or maybe he's going with them, I'm not sure, but it seems like he's flying away from them. So I don't know. But yeah, this was a really good episode. I had a good time with it. I really did. I'm curious to see what's going to happen next. I'm loving how the show is progressing the narrative in terms of learning more about Evos, and the fact that we learn about there's an incurable Evo, and they're like, that's a thing, and learning more about these characters, and the Rex finding out the truth. I mean, that's big. It's a big change. I wonder where they're gonna go after learning that information. So anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I'm curious to know your thoughts about this episode. Let me know in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.